What is he in for this Saturday night?
I rule the weekend. I rule the weekend for sure. He just doing what he have to do, trying to psych himself out for the fight and things like that. But come March the 1st, it's all about skill versus skill, and who had the better skill that night is going to be the victorious person.
Gervonta Tank Davis is fired up and ready for his rematch with Lamont Roach, with plans to knock him out this time. In their first fight, Davis talked a big game, but wasn't able to back it up. Now he's more focused and aggressive, determined to win. Fans are expecting an intense showdown as Tank looks for redemption. The two had a tense moment during an exclusive Fox interview.
Look like a real businessman now, you know. He's not all loud and crazy like he was. He's kind of calmed it and tamed it down a bit. So I respect that with Ryan, man, and I think he's gonna be a lot more focused now, and he's actually gonna go and train, and he's gonna definitely put on a show, and I think he's gonna win, man. I think he's gonna win by knockout.
How long does that fight go in your opinion?
It won't go past 6.
Oh, everyone's been saying that.
I don't think it goes past 6.
Why?
What's up, fam?
Why do you guys think it
Nah, there's too many holes in the game of too many holes. Can improve in or improve on, and you know they're gonna come back and he gonna put their best foot forward, bro. But like, look, if this shit don't motivate you, Tank, you know the fact you got to draw, the fact that you had a big fight lined up with Jake Paul after this, and now you gotta wait, and now you gotta do this rematch, bro. If this don't motivate you, I don't know what will. You know what I'm saying? Because like his name right now is getting drugged through the mud. You know, and all those fans that was on his side, bro, a lot of them are switching teams now, you know? So, you know, look, he got a lot to prove, not only to himself, but a lot to prove to his fans and his fan base out there. So he go back in there at his rematch and he do what he's supposed to do, like he's supposed to do the first time around, then all the shit that happened in the pad, it swept under the rug. Because that's just how, you know, the fans is and the sport is. You know, and then he moves on to...
Davis's recent draw with Lamont Roach has had a major impact on his reputation in the boxing world. Once praised for his knockout power and undefeated record, Davis is now under scrutiny. Boxing analyst Tim Bradley pointed out that Davis's name has taken a hit after this fight, stressing that he needs to rebuild his reputation. Bradley also predicted that the rematch wouldn't go past 6 rounds, highlighting the pressure on Davis to deliver a decisive victory.
I feel like you got a certain confidence about this fight that I've interviewed a few different Tank opponents. Everybody gonna say like, yeah, you know, everybody say this shit. That's what you're supposed to say, right? Like I'm going into a fight. I don't think people thinking they're gonna lose, but it just feels like you have a different confidence than most other people. Where do you feel like that comes from?
That's just how I'm wired, bro. I ain't never backed down from nothing. I damn sure ain't never wanted to come second to anything. So why would it?
His father and trainer, Lamont Roach.
Lamont Roach is confident as he prepares for the rematch with Davis. In a recent interview, Roach expressed his belief in his skills and his readiness to face Davis again.
Like I expected, but I knew my son was game. Training camp, he was so focused and locked in. I knew that we was gonna put on a great performance, and it was kind of like stolen away from him a little bit with the decision. But the world got to see how good he is, so that's the blessing to come out of this. So he really stamped himself in the boxing world more so with this performance. So like I say, that's why it's bittersweet.
Is it
we get it? We talked to the team. You know, he fresh off. He fresh off this fight just like everyone else. You know what I'm saying? He might be talking off some whispers or things like that, but I don't know his plans. I don't know his management team and stuff like that. But I know the fans want the rematch, and you should get the fans what they want.
Do you think we could see a rematch take place back in Washington now?
That'd be great. Why not? They just broke the Barclay gate, so I think it'll sell out fast back home.
Roach's father and trainer, Lamont Roach Sr., acknowledged his son's commitment to training and preparation. While he's uncertain about Davis's mindset or the exact timing of the rematch, he trusts that his son has done the work necessary to succeed.
Gervonta.
Maybe not. I mean, I think he's had a result, to be honest with you, because one, he should have lost the fight. I mean, he should have had a point deducted. There's no doubt about that. But two, people criticised the Roach fight. I knew it would be a good fight because we know Roach is a good fighter, but people in boxing know that Roach is a good fighter. Now it's giving him another fight. Because if he would have beaten Roach, he's kind of backed in a corner to fight Shakur Stevenson, I think. But now he's got a rematch that's actually much bigger than the first fight. So, yeah, I think he'll be more switched on for this maybe, but Roach is a good fighter. It won't be easy.
Trainer Greg.
The first fight between Davis and Roach ended in a majority draw, which sparked plenty of debate. Boxing promoter Eddie Hearn shared his view, stating that Davis should have lost the first fight, and that a point deduction was deserved. This controversy has led to discussions about the fairness of the decision, and many believe the rematch is necessary to settle things once.
You got to learn from the first fight. You got to learn from the first fight, and you got to bring something different. But at the same time, still got to be fair. That goes for both sides. You can't pick a winner. The fight was too good. You can't pick a winner. I see where Lamont neutralized Tank, and I see where Tank neutralized Lamont. Somebody gotta go even further. This might be one of them Jones, man. We might see 3 of these. No bullshit. We might see 3 of these Jones.
Is this a lesson of boxing?
Trainer Greg Hackett recognized how close and competitive the first fight was, admitting that it's difficult to pick a clear winner for the rematch. He noted that both fighters have the skills and drive needed to win, making the upcoming fight all the more exciting. Similarly, Julian Gonzalez pointed out that both Davis and Roach will give their best effort in the rematch, emphasizing how evenly matched they are.
I don't know if it's just because I'm getting older now or what, but I feel like Gervonta is a hell of a fighter, but he needs to get his mental together. When I hear some of his interviews and I see some of the stuff that he's saying, I can just tell that he's not in love with the sport no more. I can tell that he didn't get his just due. I mean, it was crazy to hear that he said he got evicted out of a house or something like that. And I was just like, what in the world? And like that type of stuff when you've been fighting and knocking people out and fighting main events. I mean, he fought main events here at T-Mobile against some of the best fighters. And it's just like, to see that he got evicted from his home and all this other stuff. Now he got kids and, you know, he's not signed with TMT. Mayweather. Yeah. Promotions, anymore. It's like when I hear him talk, he's like he want to be a nicer guy for his daughters and he don't want to be
therapy.
I think he would be better and even a better fighter if he went and did therapy like ASAP. Because I can just tell like he's a little sad, he's a little depressed, even before this fight, you know. So I think it'd be a better fight. I think that Lamont has the mental edge. I think anybody right now would have the mental edge over Tank because to me he just needs to take some serious time to like, you know, deal with whatever he's having to deal with. Nobody knows what it is, but I mean, me being a fighter, I have done plenty of camps where I was depressed and where I was going through anxiety. So it's not an easy thing to get over, especially when you don't have the support from certain people that you used to have. You're not motivated and stuff like that. So it can be very, very tough. So I just hope that he get the help he needs.
Famous female boxer Claressa Shields highlighted the importance of mental health ahead of the rematch. She expressed concern over Davis's aggressive remarks and suggested he might benefit from therapy to address underlying issues. Shields believes that focusing on mental well-being could help Davis not only in his personal life, but also improve his performance in the ring.
Now, let's say this fight with Tank doesn't happen for some reason, knock on wood for y'all. Who would you want to fight next, and what would be the next contender, whether it be at 135 or at 130?
So if it's at 135, obviously it's going to be a champ. You got Shakur Stevenson, you got Keyshawn Davis, and Lomachenko if he's not retired. We already talked to Shakur, and that we like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's like he on board. So
he on board. What do you mean?
Like I talked to him like personally, like me and him, and he was like, you know, we can run it. If he not gonna give you the fight, and even before the fight, he was like, after you win, we can unify. I was like, for sure.
If Davis decides not to take the rematch, Roach has other options. He's been talking to Shakur Stevenson and is open to fighting either Vasyl Lomachenko or Kezin Davis, as long as Lomachenko hasn't retired. These potential matchups show that Roach is eager to take on top-level competition, regardless of what Davis decides.
It's the same thing that we're saying about Tank, right? Like, he fights somebody that that's a lot lighter than him. He takes that fight and he gets whooped by Bud. That shit just kind of changes the narrative a little bit.
I feel like the only point if I could, in the perfect world, if I could have it, like how I want to have it, thank God Lamont Roach made a name for 135 division because we needed somebody.
Okay.
Let's be real. So now we got a new person. Thank God. So now we got Lamont Roach. If I can have it my way, Shakur and Tate, y'all go ahead and fight. Y'all go ahead and do that. Y'all go ahead and do that. Let me fight Lamont.
I like that.
Y'all don't rematch just yet. Cause y'all still gonna have to rematch. Y'all still can rematch.
Yeah.
However
You don't
it
have
go
to do it
between
right
me,
away.
Lamont, and Shakur and Tate. However it go, y'all still can rematch.
Word, you ain't lying.
That's the businessman right there.
And that's two mega fights. That's a mega fight for Gervonta, and that's another big fight for Lamont.
Yeah.
And then Lamont still can go off.
Rising star Heesun Davis has shown interest in fighting Lamont Roach before the rematch. He suggested that the rematch could happen later, showing his excitement to get into the ring with Roach. This adds another layer of intrigue to the lightweight division and how things will unfold.
Reported that the WBA president Gervonta Mendoza will apparently pursue a rematch between Tank Davis and Lamont Roach after that controversial majority draw decision. Like many others, including myself, we were absolutely disgusted by that decision. It feels like that it was an absolute robbery for Lamont Roach, as I do think he deserved to get the W. Especially for Lamont, he deserves that rematch, especially when he proved all the doubters, including myself, that he deserves to be in the ring with Tank Davis. If this doesn't happen for whatever reason, then apparently Shakur Stevenson has offered a chance to Lamont to go for his title, which would be great, to be honest with you. And something should be done about that referee. I mean, that was absolutely disgraceful for what he did over there. And he's the reason why Lamont really didn't get that W, to be honest with you. But I'm pretty sure nothing will happen. Guys, with all of this happening, let me know what you all think.
Gilberto Mendoza, president of the World Boxing Association, WBA, has made it clear that he wants to make the rematch between Davis and Roach happen. He stressed the importance of clearing up the controversy from the first fight and ensuring there is a clear winner in this one. Mendoza's push for the rematch underscores just how significant this fight is in the boxing world.
Community.
I gotta go with Tank because he got that equalizer. It's only a matter of time before he land. But I will say this: shout out to Lamont Roach, man. I like the way he's talking. He's talking like a champion. He ain't showing Tank no respect. See, those my kind of dudes. When dudes get opportunity like this and they rise to the occasion and they don't let the media and their opponent and the politics bully them, they fight back. Like, yo, I don't care what he did to who, he fighting me, and I don't care how many of y'all praise him and worship him, he's going to sleep. And Lamont Roach talking a good game, but he got to fight one. It's a big difference when you talking and on fight night, when you walk out to that arena, and it's a whole different ball game. So if he can deal with the pressure and deal with everything leading up to the fight like a champion, I believe, mind you, that might not translate to a win, but a star can be born. And if he give Tank a good fight and don't get stopped and give Tank a good fight, a star can be born.
Boxer Lonnie B has praised Lamont Roach's potential to become a world champion. He pointed out Roach's determination and articulate nature as signs of his ability to dominate in his next fight against Davis. Lonnie B's endorsement adds credibility to Roach's growing reputation within the
documentary, you know, but he did good, Lamont Roach. But only thing, like I say, if he gonna go back and wish he threw his hands more, he might start getting mad at himself and realize that he when he watches the fight, it feel good to hear everybody say that, but when you go watch the fight and you realize, I let him slide too much. Like even the last round, he's standing there posing, looking at the man like, and then he got caught with a jab. That wasn't good.
Coach Bernie also weighed in, stressing that Roach needs to adjust his strategy for the rematch. While he commended Roach's performance in the first fight, he pointed out some moments where a little more aggression could have shifted the fight's momentum. Bernie's advice suggests that small changes can make a big difference in the outcome.
Nobody, and I repeat, nobody likes ties in a damn boxing fight, bro. A tie? Are you kidding me? Like, I'm not gonna lie, like around round 8 or 9, that was going crazy. Like it was back and forth and everything, but like, come on now, stop it. Stop. Davis was supposed to get that fight, bro. He was supposed to win, bro. Like, are you kidding me? Like, who's ever in charge, bro, if it ends in a tie, y'all are going to immediately fight until somebody gets knocked out. Simple as that. Whoever falls first loses. It is that simple, bro. It is that simple. Because if they do a rematch and it's lamer than this fight, it's a waste of time. It's a waste of time. So you might as well fight immediately right after that. Like what are we doing? A tie? Cap. I call cap.
Fans initially expected Davis to dominate Roach, especially since Roach moved up in weight class of the fight. However, Roach's resilience and competitive spirit surprised many, and now anticipation for their rematch is higher than ever. Roach showed he could take Davis's punches and keep the pressure on, which has boosted his confidence and changed how people view their upcoming encounter.
Who do you feel like wins the rematch?
Who wins the rematch?
Yeah.
They're both gonna come ready again. See, the first one was a tough one too. I think I had Lamont pulling off. I'm not gonna lie, but yeah, smudge. Like I wasn't mad at the draw. You know.
Julian Gonzalez believes that both Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach will give everything they've got in their rematch. He acknowledged that the first fight was closely contested, with neither fighter clearly dominating. This time, Gonzalez expects even more from both men. Davis, eager to redeem himself, will likely be more aggressive, while Roach, feeling confident in his abilities, will look to prove that he belongs at the top level of boxing. Gonzalez predicts an intense battle where each fighter makes important adjustments to secure a clear victory.
He's 100% correct. Personally, I had Gervonta Davis up a round, because whenever you have rounds where nobody's doing anything, I'm not just going to do what most people do, and especially people that don't like Gervonta Davis, which is just give the round to the other guy because Gervonta Davis didn't manage to knock him out that round. Okay, so this is Gary Russell Jr. clearly saying, man, no, I don't think Lamont Roach won that fight. You also had Al Bernstein, and Al Bernstein, I'm telling you, is a very, very straight, fair guy who I don't know if he was on that call, but he used to work with Showtime. I don't know if he was on there. I don't recall if I heard him. I think it was Rolly Ronaldo that was calling it. But Al Bernstein, who was a very, very objective person, said, hey, look, no, sorry to break it to you, but Gervonta Davis won that fight. Yeah, Lamont Roach put up a really good fight, but Lamont Roach was not dynamic. He did not do anything to really separate himself from Gervonta Davis. He just kept it equal. He just tried to keep it even the entire fight. And that's not enough, again, to take the belt from the champion. Now, I do want to say that the people that thought that Lamont Roach won, I don't have any problem with that. I really don't have a problem with it at all. I personally, again, had a point for Gervonta Davis, but I can see how those swing rounds really could go, depending on who's looking at it, really could go different ways, right? But I had him winning. Larry Hazard, who was the ref, who was calling it on the air.
That's it. 16. That's it for today's video. Stay tuned for more updates, and we'll see you next